folks, welcome to On the Couch with Fouch. Thank you for joining me once again for this episode. I have Legacy 5 tenor Gus Gaches with me today. Gus, thank you for joining me.
Glad to be here. Glad to be back.
Yeah, you're only
Second
one
time.
of a few people that I've done
two
interviews with so far. Chris Allman and I have done 2 interviews, and then now this is the second one with Gus. And Pat Barker is here as well.
He's probably just coming to use the restroom, which is common for my interviews.
Yes,
that's
people like that.
It's right down that way, Pat. And jiggle the handle.
And the first, you'll want to check out the first On the Couch with Fouch that I did with Gus. It's very funny. So that's the restroom joke there. So check it out. You'll have to watch it. But I haven't done many. I've done an update with a couple people, but which those are coming soon. But you're only the second person I've ever done 2 interviews with.
That's awesome.
So thanks for accepting the invitation.
So basically, I had to quit to get the second interview, though.
Yeah, and with that being said, here's the main reason why we're doing the second interview is because Gus is leaving the group, and so I wanted to just do kind of a farewell interview so you could tell people how much you appreciated them, because I know you have night to night at concerts. People have been coming up, and you've been very genuine in your response to people and on social media. So giving you an opportunity to, on video, say goodbye to everybody.
Very cool. Thank you.
And share your heart with them. So why don't you do that right off the bat, man?
Well, thank you. First off, thank you for having me back. It's great. And thank you to everybody who follows and supports Legacy 5. When I first came here, one of the things that I thought was really incredible about it is everyone referred to them, instead of saying Legacy 5 fans, they said Legacy 5 friends. And I thought, well, that's a neat thing. But after just a few months of traveling with the group, I realized why that was that way, because we do truly have a lot of friends all over the place. And that is one of the things, if you ask anybody that's in this business, they will say the traveling is the roughest part of what we do.
Right.
But one of the things that makes it incredible is getting to go, and each of the places we go to, know that we're going to see friends. We may not be able to, I may not be able to associate a particular person with a place. I am horrible with that. But I remember faces, I remember people, and it's wonderful to walk into a building and see somebody there that I have conversed with in the past, conversed with on Facebook, conversed with through text, whatever, and be able to renew that friendship and to be able to continue it. And so that's one of the things that's difficult about making a change like this is you realize that you're not going to see a lot of those people again. There's a good chance. So I'm grateful that you're letting me do this, because this is a good chance for me to say thank you, and thank you for supporting what I've done here. And it's been such a blessing for me and for my family. We've had a great time. It's a wonderful group, a great group of guys, great thing to be involved in. As most everybody knows at this point, I have experienced some vocal issues. We've been battling for about the last year and a half, and I do want to say everybody's been so kind. They've been coming and going, "You're losing your voice." No, I'm not losing my voice by any means. I have no permanent issues with my vocal cords. It's just I've battled allergies, and it makes it very inconsistent. There are some nights that it is so easy, and when it's easy, it's fun. When it's not easy, it's difficult. And so the consistency is something that I have never been able to get straightened out. And the sad part about it is, in that, when I can't be consistent in my job, it makes it harder on everybody else in the group. Matt suddenly goes from singing 2 or 3 solos a night to 5 or 6 solos a night. It's like, so it's I don't like not being able to do my job to the best of my ability, and I don't like making it harder on the people that I work with. And so it's just a necessary change at this point. But no, nothing permanent. I will be singing, just probably not in front of people for a while. I'm going to be getting back into the studio and doing that type of thing.
So that actually leads into one of the first questions I have that was submitted. Okay. Sarah Medema would like to know. Well, actually, I'm sorry. I jumped ahead on myself.
Okay.
That was one of the main questions we got.
Yeah.
From when I posted that we were going to do the interview. most people wanted to know what your future plans are.
Okay.
So you kind of briefly mentioned it there,
yeah, well,
but just kind of lay that out a little bit for everybody.
You know, I know Scotty introduces me each night saying I'm from California, and I am originally from California, but I've been in Nashville, Tennessee for 21 years now. I moved 21 years ago with a recording studio that I worked for in California. They purchased 2 rooms, and I moved to manage those 2 rooms. And so that was my background, was in the recording end of things. 11 years ago, I was very blessed to be able to open my own place called the Box. And I have maintained that, kept it going. The Lord blessed me with a couple of guys. The first year that I was here was rather hectic. It was, very busy. And so the Lord brought a couple of guys into my life that have been able to alleviate some of that. And, it's funny how God's timing works out, because I lost one of those guys about 4 months ago. And so I've been needing to step back into a more hands-on role there, and so that's one of the things I'll be doing, along with a lot more of the session work and background vocals and that type of thing. But yeah, I've been in that side of things for a number of years now.
Right,
so,
and that's one of the things that when people ask me, like, what's he gonna? There have been people that have asked me, well, what's Gus gonna do?
Yeah.
And that's been my response, is that, well, before he even went on stage to sing
Yeah.
with anybody, he was already plugged into the engineering world.
Yeah, absolutely.
The recording industry, if you will. And so I'm glad to hear you're going to be doing that, because you do a good job at it.
Oh, thank you.
And tell everybody where, if there's anyone watching that says, hey, I'm possibly looking at needing a place to do a recording or whatever.
Yeah.
Tell them, where they can find out the information so they can get in contact with you.
It's so easy to get a hold of me. It's just my name at yahoo.com, Gus Gaches at yahoo.com. Also, I am on Facebook. You can check there. We will be starting a VoxBox Facebook page here in a little while, because my cousin has just basically informed me that I'm out of touch and I need to catch up. So, which you were probably very well familiar with, as many times as I've had you fix my phone and stuff on the bus.
Yeah.
So, we'll be getting all of that. But yeah, right now, just simply Gus Gaches at yahoo.com, or look me up on Facebook. You can message me there, and yeah.
Cool.
Love to talk to
So
you.
get in contact with him. He does a great job. You will not be disappointed if you use him on any of your projects or studio work. So
Thank you, man.
Now we're going to get to the Sarah question.
Oh, Lord.
Sarah Medema.
Yes.
Or Medema, however you say it. I'm sorry if I didn't get it right. Your favorite Legacy 5 memory is?
Well, there's a bunch of them, and it's hard to single out one, but I would have to say, for funny, one of the first cruises that I did with the group, within the first 24 hours of getting on the ship, I was, caught whatever that virus is they're trying to protect everybody against, So I was horribly ill. I was sharing a cabin with Scott Howard, and I was so scared that I had been keeping Howie up all night. I mean, I didn't sleep a lick. And the next morning we were supposed to sing, and I had Howie check and see what time I absolutely had to be there, because I didn't want to be around anybody in order to keep from giving it to anybody if it was something that was contagious, And so I got there about 5 minutes before we were supposed to walk on stage. And you have to know, Scott Fowler is very ornery. He likes to pull practical jokes. And so we walked out there, and the first song that we fire off is Feelin' Mighty Fine. Okay? And there is a line in there, I knew I was walking in the light because I'd been on my knees in the night. And when we sang that line, Scotty turned to me and went, which I will never forget that. It's like, here I am, sick as a dog. I had a horrible temperature. I mean, I could hardly, and trying to make it through the rest of that song with that, which truthfully, that was hilarious. Props to him. That was great.
But you didn't feel like laughing, I'm sure.
No. At the time, it wasn't quite as funny at the time. It's hilarious now.
Right.
But that's one of my funniest memories. But yeah, there's so many. It's hard to say.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
That's a good story. Did you not know that?
No.
Yeah. So be prepared if you're ever sick on a cruise.
Oh yeah. I hope I never have to experience that. A few quick hitters here.
Okay.
Ann Womack would like to know who your favorite tenor is.
Oh gosh, Danny Thunderbird, without a doubt. The perfect blend of power and finesse.
Great singer.
Yeah.
Sam Pat Roach, would like to know two things. Your favorite place to visit?
Favorite place to visit would have to be Pigeon Forge. Me and my family love that place.
Favorite place to eat?
Favorite place to eat? Oh, goodness. That's going to be tough. There's a little mom and pop joint about 6 miles from my house that my wife and I go to a lot. I don't know if it's because it's just her and I together or the food, but I love going there.
There you have it. We actually have a question submitted by Pat Barker. And since he's in the room, Pat, do you remember the question that you submitted?
I submit questions on all of your Facebook.
Okay.
They never get asked.
Well, I actually have yours written down.
Written?
Written.
Good call.
I actually have it written down this time.
Awesome.
Pat Barker would like to know, can he have your suits?
I do remember that. You gave me a suit.
I gave you a suit once, yeah. Which I'm proud to say you have moved out of.
I was really fat.
Wow.
And he had lost a lot of weight. And so he's giving me all his fat suits, which really inspired me to lose weight.
So proud to say that neither of us have that suit anymore,
That's right.
Yes,
I
okay.
donated it to Matt.
Yeah. That's great.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Thanks for asking the question.
You're welcome.
And thank you for asking the question, Pat. I appreciate it.
D.W. Crutchfield.
Yes.
And speaking of Danny Thunderberg.
Look at that.
Danny, come here
I
for just a
name him
moment.
and he comes in.
It's an evening with the stars.
This is
Gus,
great.
we're doing an interview called On the Couch with Fouch. And I'm interviewing Gus, and we just asked a question a second ago who his favorite tenor was, and his answer was Danny Thunderberg.
Archie Watkins. Archie. No, I love Archie too. He's super
Close.
But
Archie's my buddy.
his answer was Danny Thunderberg.
Oh,
so
come on
I just
now.
wanted to let you
Come
know
on
that.
now.
You're who on the what?
This is On the Couch with Fouch.
On the couch. See, we've got this.
Have you ever
Sunday.
watched before?
Yeah.
No.
He's never. We'll have to interview Danny
You're going to have to
sometime.
interview Danny.
Are you on
No.
Nickelodeon or where is this?
Disney. Disney Junior. Disney Junior.
I love it.
We'll do an interview for y'all watching right now. We'll do an interview at one of the CFRs in November,
Yeah, come catch us at Grand Rapids.
and then we'll release it next year.
You got it. Thanks,
Cool.
There
guys.
you go. Hey, you never know.
Good to see you, Danny.
Good to see you too, guys.
It's been good.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Two
Anytime.
guest appearances today.
Yeah.
Awesome. Back to the questions.
And both incredible vocalists, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
no
Good
doubt.
grief.
D.W. Crutchfield
Yes.
would like to know what kind of hair gel do you use?
Oh, there are two types actually. I use
Okay.
one for the top, one for the sides, and that's all I'm saying.
And all right, there you have it. And to round out, and I just want to say this: I'm not doing a Fouch zone with this interview because I do love the Fouch zone.
But the level
But
of knowledge that I possess just challenges
I'm
him
scared
too-
that he's
too
going to get all
greatly.
the
It's
answers
just- yeah,
before I give him the time. But no, honestly, I forgot to write down the questions. But when I figured that out, I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I like this interview, the type of interview that it is.
Okay.
I think it'd be good just to not have any of that
Okay.
at the end. So the last question, and this doesn't have anything to do with Legacy 5 or anything,
Oh, cool.
but Randall Ham would like to know,
Yes.
would like for you to talk about your days with Calvary Construction
Oh
Company
my Lord.
and a song called No Blues in Heaven.
No blues in heaven. Well, I was 5 years with a group called the Calvary Construction Company. Somebody was asking me about that today, as a matter of fact. They
Wow.
said, "What's the deal with that?" And I said, it was this great name because when we would do a concert at a church, they would put construction cones and barriers all outside and everything, have flashing lights and
That's
everything.
cool.
And so, anyways, there was a tune that the Weatherfords did years ago on their In the Garden project that I fell in love with. And, Henry Slaughter, the piano player and arranger, had done this stuff where there was these descending lines in there. And so when we started putting that project together, the gentleman that was producing it was Nick Bruno. And so Nick and I did a lot of the arrangements ahead of time. And I told Nick, I said, "Nick, I know this is blatantly ripping off those deals, but I said, at some point, I want to look at doing those on No Blues in Heaven." And so we actually did. And, it's kind of funny because the group members at that point, of course, were, the Weatherfords, but Glenn Payne was
Wow.
singing in the group. And then young Armin Morales was singing bass for the Weatherfords at that point. So if you've never heard that project, the Weatherfords in the Garden is a masterpiece. It's incredible.
Cool.
And so No Blues was a great song, but yeah, we blatantly ripped off some of those deals, gave it a little bit of move, but it was just kind of our tip of the hat to that wonderful project.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah,
Randall.
wonderful
That's
question.
Very cool.
Goodness.
Gus, thank you so much for
Man, thank you,
the
man.
interview.
Yeah.
Gus, we love you.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed getting to know you the last 3 years.
Same
You've
here.
been a good friend, and we've not ever had an ill word with each other.
Nope.
And I love that. The Gaches family is a fine family. You won't find any finer. Great people, and so we love you guys. And I'm sure we'll see you around at different
Absolutely.
places throughout
Yes.
in the industry and things. But you have any last words for everybody?
Just a huge thank you. Thank you for allowing me for the last almost 6 years to do something that I've loved to do and greatly enjoyed. And thank you guys for loving me, loving my family, and allowing us to be here.
The longest tenured tenor
yes.
that Legacy 5 has
Yes.
had to this point. Thank you, Gus.
Thank you, Matt.
God bless you,
Appreciate
man.
it.
And I hope you'll join us again for On the Couch with Fouch.